Hey everyone, and welcome back to more Stardew Valley. Last time, we we gave enough of our money to the Junimos and the vault, completing the vault bundles, meaning that now the bus should be open to, well, new areas around the valley, or in the world of Stardew Valley. Of course, this time, we're back at, the old grind once again, and we have way more things to do. Now, oh, I forgot, actually, yeah, okay. So, there's going to be a bit of a different feel to the start of this episode than most. Ignore me watering those few plants, that was me wasting time actually. We are going to be doing something very different today. We are going to be trying to catch the last 2 fish that we are missing for summer. There's 2 fish that we need to get. One of them, as I mentioned, is from 6 a.m. to, I believe it's 1 p.m. in-game. It's a summer fish. It can also be found in different seasons, but summer is the first time you catch it. And it is considered, it's tied for one of the hardest fish in the game. And then the other fish is one of the hardest fish to catch in the game. So that's 2 really hard ones to catch. But that one can be found, I believe, all day, so I'm not so concerned about that one in terms of getting it right away. So what my plan is I'm going to essentially keep soft resetting the day until I catch it, which I know is kind of cheap, but I really do want to catch the fish and show it to you. Again, I'll mention when you can catch it at a different time. You can also catch this fish I'm looking for, the first one, in the winter. So you can catch it again. But I want to catch it today so I can be done with fishing for a little bit so we can focus more on the new stuff that we have unlocked. So that's going to be the plan. Starting off, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to be making some trap bobbers, which take 1 copper bar and 10 sap. This is something you get from getting your fishing level up. And you're probably going to want to have your fishing level up before you go for either of these fish to begin with anyway. So we're going to come in here, and we're going to craft 2. 2 should be enough. You can craft more than that if you want. Cause fish to escape slower when you aren't reeling them in. Basically, it means if the fish is not in the green bar, where you're, actually actively catching the fish, then it means that the fish is actively, the bar goes down less, essentially. It goes down slower. So it's hard for fish to escape you. Now, there's a few different things you can do. We have sea jelly, which we could eat, which will increase our fishing by 1, making it 11. We're also going to take a warp totem to the beach, so we can immediately get there. And I think that's it. I don't think we have any dishes that actually, increase our fishing, I believe. Maybe with, the red plate and stuff, but I think that's it. So we're kind of tied down to what we currently have. So we're going to be using the sea jelly, and we're essentially going to use our first warp totem. Basically, you hold it in your hand, interact with it, and then you get this really funny animation and you teleport. So now we're at the beach. I put the bobber on. I'm going to come over here, eat the jelly, and we're going to get to fishing. Now again, the fish can be caught anytime from 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. So it's a pretty fast cutoff unless you're going for it right away. Thankfully, again, we do have that warp totem, so we can get here a little bit quicker. Which helps quite a, that's not a good start. Which helps quite a bit in, getting the most casts within that time frame. Now, okay, this could actually just be right here. As I did say, I am going to be resetting if I don't get it. I'm going to keep resetting the day until I catch this fish, specifically just for the sake of the series. If I was playing by myself, I wouldn't do this, because I really don't mind too much, but that's actually it. That's actually the fish right there, and that was not even that bad, but then again, I was pretty prepared for it. Octopus! That is tied with being one of the rarest fish in the game, or one of the rarest, but one of the harder fish to catch in the game. A mysterious and intelligent creature. Of course, we have the trap bobber, we had the bait, and we're level 10, plus we have the jelly, so we're actually level 11 right now, thanks to that. So we're definitely more than prepared to be catching these. You cannot eat them. In fact, I believe it's one of the very few fish you actually cannot eat by itself. I believe there's only 1 or 2 other ones, I believe. I think it may only be 1, actually. You can cook it and stuff, though. But it is a very rare fish that is very to catch. Again, you can also catch it in winter. It has the same time frame, I believe, and it's still just as difficult. So if you don't catch it in summer, you don't have to worry about it too much, but again, for the sake of showing everything off and stuff, I want to come over here. Plus, it's nice to be over to the beach anyway, because, again, there's a bunch of goodies. Now, that being said, there is one more fish, if you recall, that I want to try to catch. Also, nice lost book. There's one more fish I want to catch, and it's going to be the first of a line of fish that are very unique. So for this one, you have to be at this area of the beach. It has to be summer, but it can be caught anytime in any weather, as long as it's summer and you're over here. This is the first of a breed of fish called the legendary fish. You can instantly tell if it's called if it's a legendary fish based on the symbol of the fish itself. It'll have a little crown on it, and it'll be a darker blue, so you can tell that's not the fish we're looking for. And our goal is to catch each of these legendary fish. There is going to be 1 tied to every single season in the game, so there's 4. But there's actually 5, because there's one that's in a very specific location we'll eventually get to. Now, the legendary fish is fairly rare to cast up, I believe. So you could go quite a bit without seeing it. But again, you can catch it at any time of summer. So now that we got the octopus, we do not have to reset the day, which is nice. I didn't have to reset it all in order to get that, which is really, really nice. Because then that also makes me feel less guilty for, like, being like, oh, I cheesed the day by resetting the day and whatnot, so that's nice. So again, we are going to be trying to catch this first of the legendary fish. Again, there's one per season. So of course there's one in spring that we didn't catch, because that's considered one of, if not the hardest of all the legendary fish. Oh, nice. New artifact. I didn't really feel like speedrunning specifically for that, and I didn't mind waiting. Also, we got Jojo Cola Bobber. That's cool. But yeah, so basically the main thing with the legendary fish is that they are considered the hardest fish in the game to catch. The one we're about to catch, I believe, has the same difficulty rating, like, in the code of the game to make it, like, how hard it is in terms of how fast it goes up and down and whatnot. I believe the octopus shares the exact difficulty with the legendary fish, hence why I said it's considered one of the hardest, because all the legendary fish are considered some of the hardest. So, basically put, we're catching another octopus. Basically, but to be fair, we got very lucky that first octopus. At the start, it kind of jolted up and down, but after that, it slowed down a lot. I'm sure, again, it helps having our level be technically 11, the bait, and the trap bobber. All that kind of adds up and helps. And even though we're not catching the fish for, like, the legendary fish right now, like, reeling it in, we're still getting fish for money, which, I mean, it all helps, right? Of course, we don't get levels or EXP for this anymore, since, you know, we are level 10. One thing I will show is if you get a fish that isn't the fish you're looking for, which generally you're not going to be able to tell unless you have the bobber or the it's legendary fish, you can press a button. For on Switch, it's the X button. And again, I don't know what it is on all platforms. And that'll instantly cancel out the cast, or like the fishing minigame, and instantly make you lose it, so you can just get to cast again. Now, this does mean you still lose bait, and you still lose, I believe, durability of the bobber if you have one on. But it does save a little bit of time, even though time does freeze when you're catching the fish. It saves a little bit of real life time, so you don't have to worry too much about, you know, having to reset stuff. Hopefully we'll get the legendary fish today as well. Again, thankfully, I believe you can catch it all day, so we can come back here if we need to. But I really want to get this done so we can just be done with fishing for the most part for a little bit, because we've been doing a lot of it, and it's just a lot of cutting, and again, now we have new stuff to do thanks to the bus opening up. Okay, I just want to make sure we had no daily quests or like whatever that were limited time frame wise. So, oh, I did. The sound effect got me. I have never, I think, been psyched out by that sound effect before, but this time, boy, did I. Okay, so again, you should be able to tell pretty quickly from like the image itself, and also because again, it darts up and down a lot. I'm really hoping we get it. Again, at this point, I'm not going to reset, even if we don't catch it at all today, or we don't see it at all today, because I'd rather just have the octopus. I find that to be, since again, you can't catch it all day, comparatively. So, and again, I believe it's this side of the dock you have to go to. Like, I believe it can be anywhere on, like, this part of the dock, as long as it's reaching out, I believe. I think. So, like, pretty much anywhere down here at this little, like, shape here. Which, keep in mind, to get over to this part, you need the 300 wood to get over here. So it's a little hidden, but it's not one that's like, I mean, all the legendary fish are kind of like in very specific areas you have to go to. Aw, we didn't get the chest, dang it. They're kind of all like in sort of specific locations. I think actually all of them are. All the legendary fish, you have to go to like very specific spots on the map. Like you can't just be like in a region. So for example, oh nice, we got our sea jelly back. So for example, me fishing, of course, anywhere else on the beach, even though technically the legendary fish is, this one is tied to the beach, it's tied to the specific area. So I can't be over near Willie's shack or whatever in order to catch it. I have to be over on this part of the dock, I believe. I don't know if it's down or if it's like to the, I could have sworn it didn't really matter as long as you were on like the bottom part of the dock. I'm not entirely sure. But, oh, there it is. Okay, that's the legendary fish. You can see the image of it. See how it has like a little crown? It's like a darker blue, has a thicker outline. That is the legendary fish, and you can already see it's moving around a lot. This is where having that extra fishing level and the trap bobber help exponentially. Oh, I almost said expeditiously for some reason. There we go! That is the first of the legendary fish. You caught one of the legendary fish. You can see down there, the crimson fish. And, of course, our inventory's full. Thankfully, we have a random piece of seaweed I'm more than fine throwing away. This is the crimson fish. Lives deep in the ocean, but likes to lay its eggs in the warm summer water. The legendary fish are very unique. Of course, they are very hard to catch. And again, you can get a little message saying you caught one of the legendary fish. They have a little different icon. You can see that's what this one looks like. Very cool. The thing to know with the legendary fish, though, is that you can only catch them once, unless this was changed in the update and I just don't know about it, which is certainly possible. But back in the older versions of the game, you could only catch one legendary fish per save file. Trust me when I say this, you do not want to sell the legendary fish. They are worth a lot of money should you sell them, but since you can only get one, there are multiple reasons why you'd want to save them. So we're not going to be selling this big bad boy. Instead, we're going to be keeping him as sort of a trophy for what we just did, because that was, you know, pretty hard, what we just did. Thankfully, again, we kind of were prepared enough to the point where it wasn't as bad as it could have been. We have the trap bobbers, we had the great bait, and we had the seafoam jelly. So overall, we were pretty well prepared for all that to go down, which is really nice, because that could have been not very fun. So we're gonna head in here to Clint's, and I'm going to... Oh, no, not Clint's. Dang it. I forgot. The Rusty Cog, and I wanted to donate that while we were out. Then we're gonna head back to the farm, and we're going to water our plants, because we need to do that. Oh, hey, Penny. I can probably give you the extra dish I have, the red dish that I found out you loved. Just put that down there. Oh, new reward. Cool. I haven't really donated anything for a while. Let's see, we have a skeleton. A decoration can be placed as decoration. Cool, that's not unnerving at all. We have a few books here we can read. The Fisherman Act 1. Text. Gardy, how do you catch so many fish? For me, it takes forever. Gardy, you must make the choice to become a true fisherman, and over time your fishing speed will increase. Text. You're saying that improving my fishing skill will make me fish faster? Gardy, correct. One day you may even learn the secret to creating your very own bobbers, improving your mastery even more. Now be gone. Okay. So there's some context on how to get better at fishing. How deep do the mines go? This question has been pondered by many Stardew Valley explorers over the years. The truth is no one really knows, or at least they aren't telling anyone. Unfortunately, many of those who venture deep into the mines never return. However, there have been a few bold adventurers who have traveled deep into the mines and have resurfaced with interesting reports. Apparently, there are 3 distinct areas in the mines, each of which unique monsters and treasures. Some adventurers speak of gigantic underground lakes and strange creatures, but none of these claims have been proven. We have been to the bottom of the mine, so we know there's 120 floors. An old farmer's journal. I've been here for a year now, and I've started to make friends with the local townspeople. It sure feels great, and sending me gifts too. Secret friendly recipes in the mail too. That's really helpful. Okay, so the show again. It's a lot of tips and stuff about the game. Scarecrows. Once you start growing a lot of crops on your farm, you can expect to be visited by crows in the morning. You might discover that a crow has made breakfast out of your hard work. One way to prevent these bothersome crows from eating your crops is to set up scarecrows near your crops. Be aware that scarecrows have a limited range, so you'll need multiple in your farm. If your farm is large, scarecrows keep track of how many crows they've diverted, which I actually haven't checked out, which is cool. You can use that to tell if they're in a useful spot. Collectible scarecrows aren't just for looks, they work just the same as a regular model. Okay. That was some nice tips, I guess. Miss Penny says I have to read this book before I can go play. Schooling. Get used to it, kid. It's part of your life. Do I still... Yeah, here you go. Red platter. Here you go. Thank you. I really love this. 5 hearts? Yes, we are. Cool. Maybe now my mother has her bus driving job back, I could start saving more money. Things are looking a little brighter. So yes, we kind of... I think we actually may have gotten some dialogue about this from Penny in the past. Come to find out that apparently Pam was unemployed, like when we first got here. Oh, nice, 4 hearts. But she wasn't always. She used to drive the bus in Stardew Valley. But of course, it broke down and they couldn't afford to repair it. Now, thanks to all of our hard cash that we spent to get that back up and running, Pam now has a job again and is now going to be the one who actually is working on the bus. So if we go over here, we'll see Pam's over here now. We can talk to her. Hey, did you hear about the old bus? Yep, I'm back in the saddle, kid. It feels nice. So yep, we have the town drunk who's going to be the one driving us places. He did good at this one, kid. Thanks. So who else would you trust to drive the bus to places? So in case you're curious, what you want to do if you want to take the bus is you're going to come over to here, and it's going to say, buy a ticket to Calico Desert for 500 gold. We are not going to do this right now. I'm going to save that probably for tomorrow in-game, so we can prepare a little bit more. But don't worry, we will be checking out that new area before the end of this episode. I'm not going to keep that from you guys. Well, I know a couple recipes, I thought I'd send you one. Maybe it'll help you mine more ore or something. Take care, Clint. Algae soup. Thanks, Clint. I appreciate it. So again, I'm going to sell all these fish except for that crimson fish. Sell all these shells. Just a bunch of money. Do we need the oyster? Okay, we do need an oyster. Good thing I checked. So keep an oyster for the bundle. I'm going to sell the octopus just because I really frick the octopus. I'd rather just have the money. I'll keep the grape. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, we're going to keep this fish. It's not going to be apparent what it's useful for anytime soon, but trust me, there will come a time where I'll be able to show you why I'm keeping it, and there are some uses for it, some use cases. Seeds. No, okay, I'm going to put some stuff back. Sorry, I have to go through my inventory just a little bit, so that way not everything is kind of randomly spewing about, even though it still sort of is. Have more stuff I could give to bundles. We could do that today, probably, while we're out. Do we have anything else that needs to be donated? Oh, we need 4 more of the gold corns. Okay, so I'm again going to speed up the daily watering and taking care of animals, unless I notice something really unique. So I'll see you guys in just a moment. Okay, and so we got our little bit of harvests and stuff going on there, as you can see. Nothing super fun, but so again, that's why I speed this stuff up every now and then, because I really don't think it's something you guys are always going to be interested in watching. Okay, one thing I'm going to do over here is I'm going to drop off the skeleton. That sounds kind of bad. I'll just put you there for now. You'll be holding hands with the Junimo plush as you watch me sleep at night. Okay, so here's the plan. We're going to... First, I'm going to put those away. I want to go... I'm torn because there's two different things I could be doing right now that I'm torn on. So as I said, I'm not going to be working on going over to the Calico Desert as we just saw. Plus Pam left, and once Pam leaves, which I think happens at 5 actually, maybe, you can no longer... Wait. Oh, can you go to Calico Desert? I thought you couldn't. Maybe you can, I'm not sure. Never mind, scratch that. We'll confirm that later, because again, I don't want to go there right now. There's a few different things I can do. I think we give gifts, but we're also going to go jump off another load at Community Center, as wicked gross that kind of sounds. But I think after that, what we're going to do is... Oh, another book, cool. Is we're actually going to head down to our farm and clear out more area. Again, I've been neglecting the farm quite a bit, just because of the other stuff we've been working on. But I think it's about time we start working a little bit more on that. 40 copper ores for Clint. Never mind, we're going mining. Scratch that. We'll do the clearing out the farm a different time. Maybe that's why I haven't cleared out the farms, because every time something like, I'm like, oh, I'll go clean up the farm. I have nothing else to do. Something comes up. So we're probably going to go work on the mines again, just so that way, again, we'll... I keep saying again a lot. But then we'll make more progress on that. So here we have the last of the glittering... Well, not the glittering boulder, of the crab pot bundle. 3 crab pots. Place in the water, load it with bait, and check the next day to see if you've caught anything. Works in streams, lakes, and the ocean. Cool, really cool. So we're missing, as you can see, 3 fish for the fishing bundle, so we're making good progress on that one. And I think the only other stuff I have is for these bundles over here, because we have the 2 eggs for the animal bundle, the large eggs, and we have a corn for the fall bundle, which I'm just going to put in while we're here so we don't have to worry about it. There we go. And then this is the animal bundle. Oh, no. Immersion. Sorry about that. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. Okay, guys. Sorry about that. Ugh, man, my professionalism has slipped. You got to see the low battery of my controller. Oh, man. You know, it's just how life goes sometimes. Anywho. So now we're going to head to the mines, and again, since I want to actually get some interesting stuff done in this episode, I'm pretty much just going to either speed this up, edit this around. I'm just going to essentially cut this stuff out for the most part, so you don't have to sit here and watch me fiddle around. Here, take this eggplant, or eggplant, squash, yam, summer squash, I think is what it's called. Yeah, so I'm going to essentially just speed this up, and I'll see you guys tonight when we... see how much money we made, just because even though we didn't make much, I still want to just show it for the sake of, you know, oh, no, can I not give this to Abigail while she's playing her flute? I didn't know that. That's interesting. But anyway, I'll see you guys in just a few minutes. Oh, I just got a yam? Okay. Sure, buddy, why not? Okay, so I did in fact get enough copper ore. Of course, it's 12:50 a.m., so we're not going to be able to give that to Clint tonight. But we'll be sure to do that tomorrow before we head out to the desert to show you guys all that's going on over there. Pretty good day overall. You can see we got some goodies, got a decent amount of bug bait, got a yam from a Diglett-looking thing. I don't remember what they're called. Duggies or something. So we're going to craft all that up into some bait, specifically because we're going to come over here and place these down, since it said you can place them in water. And then we're going to put some bait in, just to see what we can catch in that crab pot over there, because there may be some goodies. Got a few other random, you know, just, well, random items, I guess, really. There's no other better way to describe them than that. So I'm just going to come over here, of course, throw all those things in there. I'm going to sell the yam. We're going to need it eventually, but again, we also need to sell one of a lot of these things for the, what's it called? The collections tab over here. Speaking of, if I sold a grape and a sweet pea and all that, I don't think I have. Have I? Okay, I sold a grape. I haven't sold the spice berry, and I haven't sold the sweet pea. Okay, so we're going to sell this, one of these sweet peas. Again, the collection screen's one thing I always feel like I'm behind on, just because it's something I feel like I never focus on. And in my opinion, it's for good reason, because it's kind of just a random, like, thing that's there. At least it feels random for a while. But again, we'll slowly chip away at it, and we'll make sure we focus in on it when it becomes a little bit more vital to actually be paying attention to it. No level ups, it happens, but as you can see, we made decent money. So, the octopus is worth 337 gold. A tuna, mind you, of the same quality is worth 225. So octopus are good money, but like, They're not, like, amazing, considering they're as hard as some legendary fish, and legendary fish are worth way more. But you can only get one of them, so, you know, I guess it makes up for it. Whereas you can get multiple octopi, or whatever the plural is. Another dawn, another day. Check what we got. Thunderstorm tomorrow. Okay, that actually is really important, and we have great luck. This is a perfect day for a few different things. Okay. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to come over here. We're going to grab 5 iron bars. We're going to grab our copper ore, because we need to hold on to that, I believe, to talk to Clint, and then give him our goodies. And then we're going to get our work done here on the farm as fast as we can. So we got a few different things here in the crab pots. We got a periwinkle, a thing of trash, which happens, and we got a crayfish. Now, these are really important because you can get these only from, I believe, you can get them in a few different ways. But these actually appear once you've got them from the crab pot in the fishing catalog. You have to get all of the crab pot related catches, which there are quite a few if you can look here. And we have to get all of them in order to actually complete this list. So now that we have a few crab pots, we're going to start trying to ensure that we're making sure we, put our bait in here and that we get all the ones we're looking for. Now, there are some that are exclusive to certain areas, but again, we'll try our best to get as many of these as we can. I'm just going to sell these for now so, we can see how much money they're worth. And we're just going to try to get our day rolling. It is going to be a bit of an interesting day. Now, of course, as I mentioned, we are going to be trying to check out this Calico Desert area. And there's a lot of things I want to do before that, so we're going to try to go as fast as we can. So first things first, we got to water our plants. Unfortunately, it just happens. That's how it goes. It's part of the daily grind. And once more, it's not that interesting, so I'm just going to cut it out until I finish the watering, and then I'll come back to you guys in just a moment. So see you guys in just a second. Okay, we watered all of our plants, and we're a little low on stamina, but hey, that's how it goes. I also harvested a few things. We have some of our tomatoes grown, some of our summer squashes. Overall, pretty nice to always get these harvests. We got our daily jade, which we may not have gotten one yesterday, but that's because I moved the machine around a bunch and I didn't have enough time to actually fully produce one. But now we should be getting one every day. Hello, you're in front of my chest, you fricker. I think you can just walk through your dog, but yeah, it takes a few seconds, so I'll just make sure everything else is put away. Is the hops in here? Where are the hops at? Oh, they're in the pink chest. Yeah, sure, Ryan. Why'd you put them in the pink chest? Okay, so we're gonna put... we're gonna keep the sweet pounds to give it to somebody. So we're gonna clear our inventory a little bit. We're going to put the... Actually, yeah, we're gonna put the insect head away. Specifically for, again, a reason I'll kind of mention in a minute. We're gonna grab a few different things if we can. Again, we're preparing for a few different things right now. I'm gonna bring the chocolate cake, because there's a few different ways it can be useful here. I'm going to come in here, and if you have a prismatic shard at some point, or somehow, I mean, by this point, if you got really lucky like I did, like I got insanely lucky with this thing, take it with you when you go to the Calico Desert. Just trust me, because there'll be something very useful with it. I'm going to sell this spice berry, because I remember I was talking about it a moment ago. I'm going to put my bait in there, because I don't really want to take up inventory. And there's a few different other small things we're going to grab. Come over here, we're going to grab seafoam jelly. Or sea jelly, not seafoam jelly, that's a different thing. And then we're going to grab, where's it at? Trap bobber. Okay. And we're going to grab Warp Totem, and we're going to grab some bombs. Now, you may be like, okay, what's with all this preparation? Why are we having, like, our inventory already all the way full? Well, you're going to see, so just be patient, because, trust me, there's reasons why we're doing this. One last thing we got to do before we head out of the farm for the day is, of course, we got to work on our chickens. Gonna go pet them, and then put them in for the mayonnaise machines. It's just how the daily cycle works. So starting off, we are going to head over to Clint's for a few different reasons. Two things, really. So, of course, one of them is going to be the fact that we, of course, completed the mission yesterday of getting the copper ore, which, again, we're trying to do as many of these missions as we can, one, because they increase friendship, two, because they get you goodies. Oak resin, I'm going to grab you just so I can start respawning. Thankfully, as you can see, it takes Pam actually a bit of time to get over here, so you don't have to worry about getting done, like, immediately, and getting over to the bus immediately if you want to get as much time over there as you can. We're going to go to town. I had to think on it for a second. And of course, we're going to come over to Clint. It is 9:50, so he is up and about. We can come over here, and we're going to talk to him to get our mission done. There we go. Brought the ores requested. Excellent. Like to inspect local ores from time to time to keep lack of quality in abundance. Let me just take a look at these. I see. Thank you. Keep these ores. They're good quality. And here's your payment as promised. Do I have anything to give you? I don't think I do, and I don't really want to risk losing friendship by getting something he doesn't like. But as we can see, of course, we completed our mission, so we get a bit of money, believe a little bit of friendship with Clint, not much. Second thing we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we are going to spend 5,000 gold, which is half our money, on the steel watering can. The reason we're doing this is because it is going to rain, or storm tomorrow. So this will give us, of course, our chance, because as I mentioned, the watering can, it takes tomorrow we're not going to be able to have it, of course, since he'll be working on it. Then the day after that we'll have it, so we'll be able to start watering again. I'm doing this as this will speed up watering by quite a bit, and will allow us to get even more done, especially since, again, in fall, we're going to be having even more crops to work with. So we're going to be pushing ourselves quite a bit here. Is Jazz already here, or she takes longer because she lives farther away, doesn't she? Because I wanted to give some of the sweet pea. I can't give it to Penny because I already gave her 2 gifts this week. You don't like sweet peas, do you? Oh, okay. Sorry, sound like I'm constipated, and I may be a little bit, but that's not what what am I talking about? I was just trying to give this to somebody. Wait, Marnie won't let me go out after 6 o'clock. It's not fair. Yeah, I'm not afraid of the dark anymore. It's not about you being afraid of the dark. It's her being afraid of what's out in the dark for good reasons. Okay. So now that we've done that, we are going to head over to Calico Desert, the area we unlocked from the bus stop. Yeah, bus stop. Maybe if you do really well in the farm, it'll boost the local economy. Then we'll have a job and we'll all be happy, right? Sure, man. Why does it all come down to me, though? I don't know. 500 gold, that's an expensive ticket, but we want to see what's going on. Quite a different environment from the normal Stardew Valley. Welcome to Calico Desert, a very different area of the game. Of course, we came over here, so a few different things you can see. Immediately, we have some new forageables. Coconut. A seed of the coconut palm has many culinary uses. Really cool. We have a huge skeleton over here. The maw gapes the desert sun. Even in death, it yearns for a taste. That's disturbing. We also have a few trees here, which you actually can chop down. I don't believe you can chop the cactuses, though. Those are purely for decoration. You'll find little digging spots, which can get you some goodies. Pick up all these coconuts, because again, they're specific to this area. And this is a very unique building, huh? Let's check it out. A customer? Hi, welcome to Sandy's Oasis. Hey, look just like the new farmer that Emily wrote to me about. Then the bus line to Stardew Valley's back in service. Oh, I'm so happy. Kind of a weird cutscene, but we just met somebody new. Sandy. How ironic, because, it's Sandy, she's in the desert, yeah. Please visit again soon, I get so bored out here. Sandy is a new villager. She actually is somebody you can even befriend, as you're going to see she appears in the list. Sandy. And I believe we can actually interact with her in a few different ways. We can give her gifts, even. Do you like this? Good, looks wonderful, thanks so much. Okay, cool. She actually owns a little shop out here which you can buy a bunch of different items. There's some seeds here we haven't seen before. Cactus seeds can only be grown indoors, takes 12 days to mature, and then produces fruit every 3 days. We cannot get that yet. Rhubarb, plant these in spring, takes 13 days to mature. It's not spring anymore, so we can't even grow those. Star fruit, we know what these are. They're very expensive, as you can see, 400 gold for even just one seed, but they are worth a lot of money once you start, making money for them. Beet seeds, plant these in fall, takes 6 days to mature. Not fall yet, so we'll have to consider it. A few different decorations. Omni Geodes, very useful. Shirt, mannequin, this is new to the update. You can display your outfits, which is really cool. Coat stand, clothing line, you can see it's a bunch of different decorations. In general, her shop's a little interesting. But what I've been curious about since I walked in here is what's with this guy? The bouncer. Sandy, what's going on in your building? Bouncer, unfortunately, is not somebody who you can befriend. I hate to say it. And Sandy, you cannot marry. She's not a bachelorette, despite many people in the community really wanting her to be one. Which, that's up to you. Yeah, I think there was mods for that if you're playing on PC, but yeah, she's not a bachelorette, unfortunately, for those people who immediately wanted that. Coming over here, we have a merchant, as you can see here. Exotic goods for trade. These are interesting because none of the items here you buy for money, you trade for different items. For example, for 5 Omni Geodes, we can get an artifact trove. A blacksmith can open this for you. These troves often contain ancient relics and curiosities. Warp Totem to the Desert for 3 Omni Geodes. These allow you to come here instantly without having to spend money, and of course they can get you here instantly instead of having to wait for Pam to get to the bus. Triple Shot Espresso, though it's more potent than regular coffee. You can see it's essentially the same speed boost that you get from coffee, but it lasts way longer for a diamond. Spicy Eel, it's really spicy, be careful. It's a pretty good healing item, but it gives you 1 luck and 1 speed for 7 minutes. It's really good, and it's only for 1 ruby, pretty cheap. The The Mega Bomb for 5 iridium ore generates a powerful explosive, used with extreme caution. The Bomb for 5 quartz. The Cloth, a bolt of fine wool cloth for 3 aquamarine. The Warp Totem Desert Recipe, so you can see you actually can make your own. The recipe is for 2 hardwood, 1 coconut, and 4 iridium ore, which is fairly expensive and requires 10 iridium bars. And then we have some decorations. 200 bat wings for a butterfly hutch, 50 Omni Geodes for a green turban, a magic cowboy hat for 333 Omni Geodes, a birch double bed for 1 pearl, something we haven't seen before, midnight beach bed, something that requires 15 iridium bars, midnight beach double bed, 30 iridium bars, the dark piano, which costs 999 coal, and that's all she's currently selling. This individual will actually sell different things based on the day you come and try to check out her shop. It's not really a perfect reason to want to come over to the desert specifically just for that, but while you're over here, if you're here on different days, be sure to check out her stock because she can have some goodies on her. So now that we're over here, you can see there's a few different other things besides just the coconuts. We have cactus fruit, the sweet fruit of the prickly pear cactus. You can see it actually does give you a lot of energy if you consume it, make it a pretty good healing item. Now, if we come over here, you're going to see these 3 like little totems. Sorry about that. Someone hit my driveway, and again, that makes a lot of noise, so I want to cut that out. Anyway, as I said, there's these 3 obelisks over here that are very interesting. And if we come over here with an Omni Geode, something very interesting will happen. Again, you need an Omni Geode for this, and this is the reason why I recommend keeping your first Omni Geode and not giving it to Gunther. Grab your Omni Geode, hold it up to the sky, and walk into the center of these 3 pillars. The prismatic shard changes shape before your very eyes. This power is tremendous. You found the Galaxy Sword. That is right. For 1 prismatic shard, as you can see, the prismatic shard is completely gone because in its place is now the Galaxy Sword, a level 13 sword. It's unlike anything you've ever seen. 60 to 80 damage plus 4 speed. One of the best swords in the game, used to be, and it's still one of the best even now. As you can see from swinging it, it is a very fast blade considering, you know, what we were dealing with before, and it does a lot of damage. The Galaxy Sword is a really good weapon that will help you out in a lot of ways, especially with some of the stuff that is now open to us. Next, we are going to come over here to the little pond over here because you can actually fish in here. Of course, we got some bubbles, which is nice because that makes, you know, catching some stuff a little bit easier. Ooh, let's hopefully get that chest, 'cause that's always nice. So what is there to catch over in the desert? Well, there is, of course, sandfish. Because you know what else would you find in an area full of sand? You also got a cool little, ooh, lost a book and a diamond. That's nice. But yeah, you could actually catch some sandfish over here, which, oh wow, that was lag spike. Which may seem like, oh, of course, you know, random sandfish, okay, is that all you can catch? No, there is actually 2 types of fish that you can find here. Only 2, so there's not a ton, but again, it's a goddamn beach, like, desert area. What the frick, like, if you were to come over here to fish for, you know what I mean, most of the time. But interestingly enough, sandfish are something that are actually required, if you recall, for the specialty fish bundle. In fact, it's the last one we're missing for that particular one, so we're going to try to ensure that we get, you know, catch all those. Now, I am going to fish in here just for a bit longer, because again, as I said, there's 2 fish in here, but the other one that's in here is another one that's considered one of the hardest fish in the entire game to get. So, again, I'm not sure if it'll even be possible for me to find it at this point. So, I'm going to cut until I either find it and think I've caught it, or, you know, what have you. So, I'll see you guys in just a few moments. Interestingly enough, apparently, I actually didn't know this because I've never caught a jelly here before. Apparently, this is considered a river biome. Again, you can't catch any of the normal river fish you find in the actual valley over here, so it's really funny to see that this area counts as, like, the river according to the game's, like, you know what I mean, internal, like, design and how it structures things. It's really interesting to see how it gets kind of coded that way. If anything, I thought it would have been, like, cave, just because that feels like the color and stuff. And it'd also be cool to have the cave jelly be in more areas, since not many people are actually fishing the cave for good reason, because there's a lot of mostly just junk there. I feel like if that was the jelly of the pit over here, I'd make it a little bit nicer for people who don't, you know what I mean, want to go over and fish in the goddamn cave, because those are terrible fishing spots, as I've kind of already established. Got a cool new artifact, another mystery box, always nice. I think we're only going to catch 1 or 2 more fish. You can see it's already 3:40 p.m. in game. I believe you can catch it anytime from till like 6 p.m. I believe or something, so we technically have more time. But there's one more thing I want to check out before we head back from here, and that's going to take a bit of time too, and it's Sam's birthday, so I want to make sure I give him a gift today. Oh, actually, this may be it right here. I'm not entirely sure, but how it's moving, it definitely feels like this could be the fish. Because, again, there's only 2 fish here. Is this the fish? Yes, it is. There it is. The scorpion carp. It is a pretty rare fish, and you can see it was actually pretty hard to catch. It's like a regular carp, but with a sharp stinger. I guess that's why it's called a scorpion carp. As you can see here, one that's worth 150G compared to this one that's worth 75. Speaking of, this is what the crimson fish is worth, 1,500. Again, you can only catch one though, so I don't really think that's worth it, but you know, whatever. Anyway, overall, pretty nice. Glad we caught the scorpion carp and we got the sandfish, the two fish that are exclusive to this area. Now, there is one last thing to check out here in the desert right now before we head back and, you know, do or give Sam his birthday gift and whatnot. And this is why we came so prepared. If we go into this little area here behind the pond, you'll see it's actually a bit of a cave. You can go back here and there's two different things to see. Over to the right, you'll see this little shrine looking thing. And if we try to interact with it, all we're going to get is a question mark because, I mean, what the frick is this, right? If we come over here, though, to this left thing, this looks like a door. You insert the skull key into the keyhole. It's a perfect fit. If you recall, the skull key is what we found at the bottom of the normal mines. And we didn't really know what it did until now. Apparently it opens this random door. And if we try to go in, welcome to the desert mines. This is a new type of mine that is open only after you've gotten the skull key from completing the normal mines. There are new types of enemies, like these bugs, for example. Yeah, you can't damage them. They are straight up immune to most forms of damage, I believe. So you're not going to be able to do much. The purple slimes are just way stronger than normal slimes. You can see 26 damage from one hit makes them very tough opponents to deal with. And coming in here with anything less than the galaxy sword or lava katana that you can buy from Gunther, or not Gunther, the guy who runs the Adventurers Guild, is pretty much a suicide wish. This is one of the, that's a new enemy there, that's called a serpent, I believe. This is one of the hardest parts of Stardew Valley. If you had trouble with the normal mines, you are not going to enjoy this part of the game at all. These mines are extremely tough, and you will go through health way quicker. If you thought that it was dangerous to go in the normal mines, trust me, in here, you can lose your HP so quick without even realizing it. It is insanely dangerous in here, and you want to be on your guard as best you can be, just because that's how dangerous it actually is. Now, as I mentioned, there's no enemies, and as you already saw, there was a few different types, and of course, we're going to break all of it down. But there's a lot of new things. For example, sometimes when you are looking around, you may find things like this. It's a shaft leading down instead of a ladder. Jump in? Why not? Like Silent Hill. You fell 3 levels. The pits you find in the ground are a little interesting because how they work. They will pick, I believe it isn't exactly random, like there's a limit, but you'll drop way more usually, or always, than like one floor. But you can sometimes take damage if you fall from a floor that's, I believe, super high, so you have to be careful. But it's a way of getting down the floors even faster. Woohoo! That was a big hit. We just got a mystery box, some void essence, and we got a new thing here. I'm just going to throw away the one iron ore because there's only one. Actually, no, what am I thinking? I'm going to throw away the green algae. We got a spicy eel. We already know what this is because this is the thing the person was selling. You can sometimes really get them from the eels themselves, which is really cool. And those will definitely help us in the future. Also got some boxes here, maybe with some goodies. And as you can see, we're getting stuff that you would only find in the normal mines like way deeper down. But now we're finding them just on the first few floors of this like area. So immediately you can tell that it's a different ballgame here. Now, something that is worth noting, because I don't know if you guys have noticed, we're on floor 5, and there's no elevator. Keep in mind, every 5 floors in the normal mine is an elevator, so why is there not one here? Well, that comes to the main mechanic of the Skull Caverns, which is what this area is called. Ooh, see, there we go, we took some damage. Look at our HP. Ooh, I'm gonna eat one of our cacti, just so we can get some energy and a health back. Now, this is, as I said, the main, thing about the Skull Caverns. There is no checkpoints throughout the entire thing. And that's because the Skull Caverns does not have a bottom. It literally goes on forever. You can go down infinitely, I think. I mean, I'm sure there's a limit where the game will like crash or something if you go down deep enough, but good luck finding out without cheats or glitching the game in some way, just due to how the time limit works and all that. However, there is a reason to get deeper down because you get more goodies and things like that, like you would in the normal mine, so, but then I'm gonna get into all that. Basically put, the Skull Caverns is a huge test of will and of stamina, pretty much. As it will most likely take quite a bit out of you just to even make it here. So we got some new items, we got some dark boots, which I don't think are as good as the ones we currently have, because I think ours are like 4 and 4, aka 4 immunity and 4 defense. But yeah, the Skull Caverns are a whole new part of the game, and it opens up a lot of different things, including a lot of endgame stuff you can get actually pretty early on if you get here fast enough. Like, I feel like we got here fairly quick. You can definitely get here way faster if you're specifically trying to, but I think getting here by like summer 17th is pretty good. There we go. So yeah, one of the main things about coming here is this is the main place you're going to find what I mentioned as an endgame resource. Iridium ore. No, not that. That's 5 slime. Iridium ore. Very much an endgame item. We're going to throw away Ooh, this is where it gets rough, because now we actually have goodies on us. I guess I'd rather get rid of the 4 iron ore, because we can get that consistently back in the normal caves, whereas some of the stuff, like the clay and stuff, is way less consistent overall. Something else you can do with these bugs, even though you can't kill them, is if you have an item that blocks in the old versions, it would actually make them stop in their tracks. That doesn't work anymore, which is interesting. It wasn't like they're not like the biggest threat. They do damage, of course, if you run into them, but it is kind of interesting how stuff like that got patched in the changes from the old version. As you can see, of course, now it takes a lot longer for us to mine rocks in these areas too, so just in general, oh, we're gonna be struggling. Yeah, the one thing that's really known about these serpents is if you're moving the same way that they're coming at you, they can catch up really fast, and they can end up hitting you for a lot of damage and just swarm all over you. They're not fun. Speaking of new enemies, there's also a new enemy right there. You know what that is? That's, oh my goodness, 20 damage. That's another new enemy to the Skull Caverns. Make sure we're careful. Yep, spews out fire. This is a dinosaur, straight up Yoshi's Island style. Yep, and he can breathe fire, which I don't remember learning about any of those that can do that in real life, but whatever. They are tanky, and they can give you some of the skeletal artifacts by killing them, including our one that's really rare. But yeah, they're pretty interesting. They do a lot of damage, and they're really tanky, so just in general, they're really tough. We are going to use our warp totem to get back to the farm now. We got another one from one of the crates there, and we're just going to call it back for the day. Now, again, generally, I was just going in there today to kind of show you that it's there and explain what it is and show a new mechanic of the game. Because in general, for the most part, if you are going to the Skull Caverns, you want to ensure that you are prepared for it. It is something that, it's not easy. Even when you know what you're doing, it is admittedly a tough challenge that the game, especially at this point, if you get to it, like, really early and you don't know what you're doing. I mean, we're lucky. I know what, I say I know what I'm doing, but I really don't. I know what I'm doing enough, I think, to the point where I can explain it. And we have, like, the Galaxy Sword, because we got the Prismatic Shard. But if you come here without any of that stuff, this, like, it is not a pushover to come here at this point. Like, it is tough. Like, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it's not a challenge, because it really is. So we're just going to sell a bunch of this stuff, our coconuts, and... Oh, actually, wait, do I want to keep the coconuts? I think those are actually for a bundle, right? Or I think it is, but I think we already completed that bundle, I guess. So yeah, we're putting a bunch of stuff away because we need to... I came here a little later than I was hoping. I think that we should still be able to get to Sam, because it is Sam's birthday. I'm just going to probably give him a piece of chocolate cake, because I mean, I feel like he probably won't hate cake, right? He's like a teenager. Teenagers don't hate cake, do they? I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I don't hate it. Anyway. So we're going to try to give him his birthday gift, because again, birthdays really do matter a lot in Stardew Valley, just because they give you a lot of friendship points, so we're going to try to get over there. But yeah, now we've seen what's kind of is at the Calico Desert, which is what the area is called, and now you can actually also see it on our map, interestingly enough, this area here. It's not that far. Like, we feel like we should be able to walk there, you know, instead of having to spend 500 gold, but whatever, dude. I mean, I'm glad I'm helping the economy. Okay, so yeah, is he... Oh, please say he's at the pub. I think we missed his birthday, didn't we? I got too carried away. The mines are too fun. Let me look. Let's not call it yet. He could be in here, but I think he only comes here on certain weekends. Yeah, he's not here. We missed Sam's birthday. Oh, well. It's not the biggest deal. Again, we can always make up for it later on, so I'm not super depressed by this news. Take this. Take this. Okay. Sorry. I need to befriend mean people, so I find Gus to be one that's really annoying. Not because, like, he's hard to find, like, he's almost always the starter-up saloon, but for me, for some reason, it always feels like it's out of the way comparatively to whatever I'm doing in-game that day. Okay, so we are going to head back home. We're going to sell our mayonnaise. Mayo de noche, if you will. And then we are going to hop into bed. Hopefully we made a little bit of money. We're going to at least have a little bit of pocket change in case we need it for something. Especially since, again, we put some stuff in to get upgraded. But overall, we're doing pretty good. I'm pretty happy with what we've been accomplishing, you know, what we've gotten done. I'm going to put my sandfish down there, and we're going to need to donate that stuff next time. Put all you in there, and I think we're going to call it a night. Not amazing money, as you can see. Oh! Right there, that is something that I actually ignored in the past because I clicked OK too fast. Little UFO there. It's just, look at that. Look at him. Little UFO. So yeah, the UFO right there, that's just a little, it doesn't really do anything or mean anything. It's just a cool little, look at that, UFO. Like just a little thing in the background. And it's kind of rare. It happened already earlier in the playthrough, but I pressed OK too fast, so you barely got a glimpse of it. So this time you actually got to see it, which is nice. So as you can see, sandfish and scorpion carp, not really worth too much. Definitely not a preferred spot to go fishing for money. But we do need them, again, for the fishing journal, if you will, and trying to catch all the fish. And also we need a sandfish for the bundle, so definitely good to have that now. The bookseller's in town today. We're here at Ominous Growl. And that means, of course, there's more stuff to get done and more exciting things to find in this valley. We have a sword, we explored the desert, but there's still more for us to find. Next time in Stardew Valley. If Ella will be quiet so I can talk. Next time in I'll see you guys then. Man, you're loud.